In the day's other news, North Korea has fired its second missile in 3 days, and this time the Pentagon says it flew over Japan. South Korea's military says the missile flew nearly 1,700 miles. Japanese broadcaster NHK reports it triggered alarms on the island of Hokkaido. There's no report of any damage. A top official in the Trump Organization has acknowledged working on a Trump Tower for Moscow as late as January 2016. It's widely reported today that Michael Cohen asked President Vladimir Putin's spokesman to help advance the proposal, but he got no response. Cohen gave the explanation to a House panel that's investigating possible Russia ties to the Trump campaign. The president will allow police departments to resume buying a wide range of surplus military weapons and equipment. In the wake of the police shooting and protests in Ferguson, Missouri, President Obama had limited police access to everything from armored vehicles to grenade launchers to large caliber ammunition. That was in 2015. Attorney General Jeff Sessions announced the rollback in a speech to the Fraternal Order of Police meeting in Nashville, Tennessee.
The executive order that the President will sign today will ensure that you can get the life-saving gear you need to do your job and send a strong message that we will not allow criminal activity, violence, and lawlessness to become a new normal. And we will save taxpayer money in the process.
Police drew criticism in recent years for deploying heavy military gear in response to mass protests against police killings. There's more fallout from the violence in Charlottesville, Virginia 2 weeks ago. In Berkeley, California, thousands rallied Sunday against hate, but scores of masked anarchists overran police barricades and attacked several supporters of President Trump. Officers arrested 13. In Charlottesville, hundreds turned out for a special town hall. They criticized Mayor Mike Signer and others over the violence at a white supremacist rally. In northern India, a self-declared guru was sentenced today to 20 years in prison for raping 2 followers. Ahead of the sentencing, thousands of police filled the streets to keep order. Last week, the religious sect leader's conviction set off riots that killed at least 38 people. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu accused Iran today of building sites in Syria and Lebanon to make guided missiles, and he said they're for use against Israel. In Jerusalem, Netanyahu told UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres that the UN is not doing enough to counter Iranian aggression.
Iran is busy turning Syria into a base of military entrenchment, and it wants to use Syria and Lebanon as war fronts against its declared goal to eradicate Israel. This is something Israel cannot accept. This is something the UN should not accept.
Iran is fighting in Syria to aid President Bashar Assad, aided by the Lebanese militant group Hezbollah. Authorities in Germany now say they think a male nurse killed at least 86 people. It happened over 15 years in 2 cities. Niels Hogel was sentenced to life in prison in 2015 for 2 murders. He had admitted giving overdoses of heart medication because he liked trying to revive the victims. Investigators warn the number of victims could go higher still. In economic news, the effects of Hurricane Harvey sent oil prices tumbling and gas prices rising. But stocks had a quiet day. The Dow Jones Industrial Average lost 5 points to close at 21,808. The Nasdaq rose 17 points, and the S&P 500 added a single point.